Hello everyone, this is Ashish. Welcome back to Talk 4712 and you need to pay attention today. We are going to talk about paper attempting strategy. This is the execution part. All that you have studied, all your hard work, how are you going to execute it that day? What should be the strategy for that? You need to decide. The funny thing about this is that this is different for everyone, but there is a fixed way for everyone to find out their own niche, how this actually works for them. But the bottom line is that you will have to find it way before the examination. Practice it sufficiently, improve it to the top notch quality so that you're ready way before the examination. Now, what you need to do is have a mapping of how those hours of examination is going to pass by. So let us say your examination is 3 hours long. Every minute you should know where you should be. That is how you understand whether you are going too fast or you're lagging behind. Well, going too fast is most of the time not an issue, but it is a clear indication that paper just might be too easy this year, which does not mean that competition is going to get any little tiny bit easier. It just means that paper is a little bit easier, about which we are going to talk about maybe in some other video, like how to deal with easy set, how to deal with difficult set, but it is a very useful information. So what I'm talking about is that if there are 65 questions which you have to attempt in 180 minutes, you should have a clear idea in what question I should be, let us say 30 minutes into the examination, 1 hour into the examination, 2 hours into the examination. It should be clear. It should not be random that day you sit over there and you find out, okay, 30 questions done in 150 minutes and it's a disaster now. So that is how you can continuously keep a check. It's not that you're awake after two hours of examination, you found out that now I'm lagging behind. You should have a check after every several segments. So let us take another example. Let us say an examination which takes place for 90 minutes, 80 questions are over there. And you should have a proper idea that in 80 minutes, I should be done with 80 questions. That means that in first 30 minutes, I should be done with 1/3 close to that basic idea, which you will have to rehearse again and again. Now, there are various ways of attempting the same paper, and like I said, different things will be suiting different people. So let us take example of GATE examination. There are basically, I would say, 3 different kinds of questions over there. Number 1, aptitude, which will have the English mix in this. And also there are some 1-mark questions and there are certain 2-mark questions. There's no fixed rule of where you should be starting from. You can choose any one which is the most comfortable, and it will be better for different people to start in different manner. For example, if I have a student which is very intelligent and very good with aptitude, well, the strong suit of that person should be followed and you should definitely start first with the aptitude. But let us say we have on the contrast a person who is not very comfortable with aptitude. Maybe it's weakest suit. So that person should start from technical subjects. Now over there also, it depends from person to person. Does not depend on your level of preparation, does not depend on anything. But some people will find it more useful to start from 2-mark questions. Some people will find it more useful to start from 1-mark question. Some people will find it more useful to go backward from the 55 question to question number 1 and then go to the aptitude part. So you will have to test this, and where you test it is the test series. You will have to rehearse the strategy again and again in various test series. Find out what works for you, find out what does not work for you. These are one of the very few reasons test series becomes extremely important. I've already talked about this before. There are a lot of irrelevant questions in test series. No test series can actually match the level of your examination, but these are the reasons why you need to give test series. All right, the next thing that I'm going to talk about was one of the most frequently used tricks by me for all the examination, and that is fluctuation. Now in general, our brain gets bored of anything which is monotone, and that includes solving questions again and again for 3 hours. Now if you have started giving full length test series, you know this very well. That solving questions again and again for 3 hours is a big task in itself. A lot of times we are just tired, and that is a big argument against Pomodoro technique as well. So when I say that you should be studying for 25-minute sessions, a lot will argue that but in examination we have to solve questions for 3 hours. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about studying for 25 minutes. I'm talking about grasping information, absorbing knowledge for 25-minute shots. But when you're solving questions in examination, you are executing, and that is a completely different thing. But still, even in an examination, everyone can be helped by a little bit of fluctuation. So what I used to do is that I always used to sandwich the aptitude part in between the technical part. So what I'll do is, let us say for first 40 minutes, I'll go through first phase and I'm going to go through all the technical questions. Then I'm going to go through my first phase of aptitude, and then I'm going to go through my second phase of technical. So technical, aptitude, or you can say technical, non-technical, technical. This is what you can do in an examination like GATE examination. Obviously you cannot do in an examination like engineering services examination because you have different papers. But when you are having the privilege of switching, then you should definitely do it. Like I said, it will be subjective, different for different people, but everyone should give it a try. Now when I say first phase and second phase, I'm talking about the two-phase rule, and you might not be able to understand because you might not have checked that video. I'm going to link it over here. That is also very essential to establish your plan. Not going to discuss it over here because that's a very detailed topic, but every now and then you should give yourself fluctuation. Fluctuation can be like this as well: 2 mark questions, then 1 mark questions, then 2 mark questions, because 1 mark questions are pretty fast, easy. That can give you a little bit of fluctuation over there as well. What we definitely can't afford to do is just sit along for some time relaxing. That is not possible in an examination. Every minute counts, and a lot of people just wants to roam around and go to the washroom or drink water here and there. That is also counting, and I don't think that you should really waste your time. Drain out before getting into the examination, and don't fill in till that 3 hours is done. Obviously don't go with a dry mouth as well. Well, you'll have to balance. It's a difficult thing, but that's where you have to test it during the test series. You have to really take your test series, especially the full length test series, very seriously. Now I still remember a lot of my friends used to have their micro notes right by their side during their full length test series, and whenever they're forgetting a formula, they're just checking it out. That's the worst thing that you can do. First of all, you're not testing what formulas you're retaining and what formulas you are getting over there or remembering over there. Second of all, you're getting a false view of where you are lying. You're never going to find out what are your actual weaknesses. And third of all, your formulas itself, you'll not pay that much attention in revising, and you think that it is going to get better over time. It's not. You're going to panic even more during the examination when you find that you don't really have something to look at during the examination. So please don't do that. So the whole motto of this video is that you have to do a lot of trial and error. Find out what works for you, find out what does not work for you. And that is why I said some certain amount of repetition or certain number of test series is required for you to find out. At least 5 to 6 will be required for you to find out what really works for you. And definitely don't shy away from experimenting. If you experiment something new and your numbers drops a little bit, it's not a bad thing. It's only that this method does not work, but a little bit of here and there is required, not too much. Obviously everything has a balance. But that is the main thing that I wanted to say over here. Few things that I shared from my personal experiences, you can go ahead and try. Few things that you can be creative with and try something new, go ahead and do it. That's about it, guys. I'll see all of you in the next one. Till then, bye.